Every new car on a dealer lot is engineered to trap you in debt, in subscriptions, and in a system that tracks every mile you drive. But 5 vehicles from the pre-digital era were built so well, they break every rule the modern auto industry depends on. We rank them by longevity, repairability, and total freedom from corporate control. Starting at number 5, a rugged SUV powered by an engine the industry tried to bury. In 5th place, the Jeep Cherokee XJ from 1996 to 2001 stands as the original survivalist's SUV, built for those who refuse to be cornered by corporate complexity. At the heart of the XJ is a 4.0-liter AMC inline-6, a cast-iron brute with overhead valves and a steel timing chain designed before software took over the engine bay. Its metallurgy, upgraded in 1996 with a Chrysler cast alloy, gives it a tensile strength roughly 30% higher than the earlier 2.5-liter. Owner surveys show that nearly 78% of these XJs push past 200,000 miles, and about 30% make it beyond 300,000 miles, a feat that has become almost unthinkable for modern crossovers loaded with fragile electronics. Annual upkeep averages $650 for oil, filters, coolant, and a gasket set. That is less than a single payment on a new SUV, and every dollar goes to keeping the vehicle on the road, not into a black hole of subscriptions or diagnostic unlock fees. The XJ's 3-speed 42RE automatic and 5-speed NV 3550 manual are both simple, rebuildable, and widely available on the aftermarket. Common issues: timing chain stretch around 150,000 miles, rear main seal leaks, and rust at the front wheel wells are well documented, cheap to fix, and require only hand tools. No dealer software, no proprietary scan tools, no remote kill switches. The Cherokee XJ's solid rear axle and leaf spring suspension shrug off abuse that would cripple a modern independent setup. For self-reliant drivers, this is the baseline, a vehicle you can buy, maintain, and keep alive for decades with no digital leash and no corporate middleman. Number 4 belongs to the Ford Crown Victoria, built from 1998 to 2008. It is a car engineered to take punishment most vehicles would never survive. The backbone is the Panther platform, a body-on-frame design paired with a 4.6-liter modular E8. Cast iron at the core and aluminum up top. This is not a car designed for gentle suburban commutes. It is the sedan that patrolled city streets, ran 24-hour taxi shifts, and shrugged off curb strikes, potholes, and high-speed pursuits. Fleet records from major police departments show that nearly 70% of these Crown Vics cross the 250,000-mile mark, and a surprising number keep going well past 350,000 miles with nothing more than routine fluid changes and the occasional intake gasket or cam sensor swap. The secret to its resilience is not just the engine, it is the entire architecture. Rear-wheel drive, a solid rear axle, and a 4-speed automatic transmission that, if serviced every 30,000 miles, can outlast the car itself. Common repairs like a water pump or intake manifold are cheap, straightforward, and well documented. Annual upkeep averages around $700, a fraction of what a modern sedan demands in dealer-only repairs and software unlocks. Parts are everywhere thanks to decades of mass fleet production. For anyone who wants a car that shrugs off abuse, resists planned obsolescence, and keeps repair costs low, the Crown Victoria is the last of the true workhorse sedans. It is heavy, yes, and not as nimble as the lighter imports that followed, But if you want a car that outlasts the system, this is the blueprint. Number 3 goes to the 1998 through 2002 Honda Accord, a car that quietly resists everything the modern auto industry wants to impose. Beneath the modest sheet metal sits Honda's 2.3-liter VTEC four-cylinder, an engine built with a forged steel crank and a steel link timing chain that almost never stretches before 300,000 miles. Rental fleet data and owner surveys converge on a startling figure. About 85% of these Accords surpass 200,000 miles, and nearly 40% cross the 300,000-mile mark, provided the timing chain tensioner is checked at regular intervals and the coolant system gets a flush every 5 years. Annual maintenance hovers around $600, including oil changes, rear axle seals, and the occasional CV joint. No proprietary scan tools, no digital subscriptions, no remote kill switches. But the real secret sits deeper in the wiring. From 1998 to 2002, the Accord shipped from the factory with 0 embedded telematics, no modem, no GPS, and no data link to Honda's servers. Service bulletins from the era confirm it. Telemetry not available, no TCU, and no event data recorder storing your every move. The only way anyone tracks this car is if you let them plug in a dongle. That means no OEM can brick your vehicle remotely, no insurer can harvest your driving data without your say-so, and no dealer can lock you out with a software update. For drivers who want a daily car that just works, that shrugs off miles, and that keeps their business private, the Accord is a masterclass in frugal independence. It is not as rust-resistant as the Camry that follows, but for those who value privacy as much as reliability, this is the smart money move. Number 2 is the 1997 to 2001 Toyota Camry, a car that delivers the kind of reliability modern automakers desperately want you to forget. The Camry's reputation as an appliance on wheels is not an insult, it is a warning shot at a system built on planned obsolescence. Under the hood, Toyota's 2.2-liter four-cylinder and 3.0-liter V6 both use cast iron blocks and aluminum heads, a formula that shrugs off abuse and resists catastrophic failure. But the real secret is in the bodywork. Toyota coated the rocker panels and door sills with a zinc-rich primer, pushing rust rates below 5% even in the harshest climates. That means more than 80% of these Camrys make it past 250,000 miles, a figure verified by taxi fleet records and independent service logs. Annual upkeep hovers around $580, covering oil, filters, and the occasional water pump at roughly 120,000 miles. No dealer-only parts, no proprietary scan tools, no software locks. Just simple, analog mechanisms you can fix in your own driveway. The most common repairs are routine: a water pump swap, a rear main seal at high mileage, maybe a belt every 60,000 miles. And thanks to Toyota's global parts ecosystem, everything you need is cheap, available, and well documented. If you want a car that turns cash into years of stress-free commuting, one that keeps you off the financing treadmill and out of the dealership's digital dragnet, the 1997 to 2001 Camry is the play. It is not flashy and it is not fast, but it is the lowest cost, highest survival commuter you can buy, and the numbers back it up. In a world where every new car is a surveillance device with a ticking clock, the Camry is the stealth wealth move for anyone who wants to outlast the system. No subscriptions, no strings, just pure mechanical freedom. And finally, in first place, the 1995 to 2000 Lexus LS400. This is the car that corporate America never wanted you to understand. The LS400 was not just built, it was engineered to annihilate obsolescence. Toyota spent a staggering $1 billion to create it from scratch. No parts were borrowed, no shortcuts, just a relentless pursuit of mechanical perfection. The centerpiece is the 1UZ-FE V8 with double overhead cams, forged steel internals, and Nikasil-coated cylinder walls. This engine is not just smooth, it is nearly indestructible. The steel timing chain is rated for at least 350,000 miles, and real-world data shows that 90% of these cars still cross 200,000 miles with their original drivetrains intact. Some have gone beyond 1 million miles, documented in owner registries and press features, all with nothing more than oil changes and basic care. But the LS400's true genius is what it does not have. There is no factory-installed telematics, no always-on modem, no data pipeline feeding your every move back to a corporate server. The only computers on board are for engine and climate control. No black box event recorder, no remote diagnostics, no subscription traps. You own the car, and nobody else has a backdoor key. Annual upkeep averages $750, a fraction of what you would pay to keep a modern German luxury sedan on life support. Parts are premium, but they are built to last, and the repair procedures are so well documented that a determined owner can keep one of these running indefinitely. Every dollar in that billion-dollar budget went toward making a car that would quietly outlast the system itself. For those who want a fortress of comfort, privacy, and financial independence, a machine immune to the planned obsolescence and surveillance that define modern vehicles, the LS400 is the ultimate loophole. If you want to opt out for good, this is the car that lets you do it. Across all 5 cars, one pattern stands out. True freedom isn't sold in today's showrooms, it's engineered into machines built before surveillance, subscriptions, and digital traps. These vehicles prove self-reliance isn't nostalgia, it's a strategy. The smartest move isn't buying new, it's escaping the system entirely. Think twice before signing that modern lease.